Hey, what's up everybody? It's Blue Shift Tutorials, and today I'm going to be doing a video on the chain rule. Again, it's a short video, so won't be going into the details too much. So let's say I have a function h of x equals e to the negative x squared. Well, the chain rule tells us that if we have a function of the form h of x equals f of g of x, then the derivative of h prime of x is equal to f prime of g of x times g prime of x. And so usually the hardest part of solving these is figuring out what the actual functional composition is. In our case, we can see that, let's say we put let's take f of u and say f of u is equal to e to the u, and g of x is equal to negative x squared. Then this implies that f of g of x is the desired e to the negative x squared, which is equal to our h of x. So then in our case, our h prime of x is going to be equal to this f prime of g of x times g prime of x. Well, what is f prime of g of x, right? So f prime of g of x, this is actually not dependent on specifically what this variable is. So let's just look at f prime of x. So f prime of x would be d dx e to the x, which is e to the x. So our f prime of g of x would just be e to the g of x, which is e to the negative x squared. And our g prime of x is just d dx of negative x squared, which is just negative 2x. So then our h prime of x is f prime of g of x times g prime of x, which is putting the g prime of x in front gives us negative 2x e to the negative x squared. And that is a simple example of the chain rule. Just one thing to note is usually writing out the functional composition is the tough part. Everything else is pretty straightforward from that. Thanks for watching.